What if I told you that some natural approaches can deliver results comparable to what people expect from Ozempic, but without the risky side effects that often go unmentioned? Clinical studies have shown that structured diets can actually reverse type 2 diabetes, time-restricted eating can boost fat loss, gut-friendly foods can reshape metabolism, and strength training can rewire the body's ability to burn calories. Even stress recovery and certain supplements play a role. In this video, we'll unpack each method, the science behind it, and how you can combine them safely for real, lasting results. 1. Intensive weight loss programs and very low energy diets, VLEDs. Let's start with something that might surprise you. Some weight loss programs can actually work as well as, or even better than, certain medications. One of the best examples is the Diabetes Remission Clinical Trial, DIRECT, published in The Lancet. In this study, people with type 2 diabetes followed a very low energy diet, VLED, and got structured support from their doctors. After 12 months, almost half of them went into diabetes remission, and many lost over 10 to 15 kilos. Even more impressive, those who kept the weight off stayed in remission for years. So how does this work in real life? VLEDs usually mean eating about 800 calories a day, often through meal replacement shakes, soups, or bars. This strict phase typically lasts 8 to 12 weeks. After that, normal food is slowly reintroduced, but with close follow-up, nutrition counseling, and support for staying on track. What's happening inside the body is even more interesting. Rapid fat loss, especially around the liver and pancreas, helps restore insulin sensitivity and even allows the pancreas to start producing insulin properly again. A review in Frontiers in Endocrinology explains how this process can reset metabolism in people with early-stage diabetes. But here's the important part. These programs are not something to try on your own. They need medical supervision because they can affect your medications, blood pressure, and electrolyte balance. Doctors also help create a long-term plan so the weight doesn't creep back. That's why health systems like the UK's NHS have even launched their own soup and shake programs, making this approach safe and structured with real results in remission rates. 2. Sustainable whole food diet patterns. Mediterranean, plant-forward, and low carbohydrate options. If a very strict low-calorie diet feels overwhelming, there are still plenty of gentler but effective ways to manage weight. Decades of research show that whole food diet patterns, like the Mediterranean diet, plant-forward eating, or in some cases a carefully designed low-carb plan, can lead to steady weight loss and better overall health. The Mediterranean diet, for example, is packed with vegetables, whole grains, fish, nuts, and olive oil. And studies, including one published in The Lancet Diabetes and Endocrinology, show it helps reduce waist size, lower blood pressure, and improve blood sugar control while still being enjoyable and sustainable. Low-carb diets can also be effective, especially for people who struggle with appetite control, since they naturally help reduce hunger and promote early weight loss. But in the long run, success isn't about whether you choose low-carb or low-fat. It's about finding an eating style that keeps you consistent. A BMJ meta-analysis even found that intermittent fasting and traditional calorie reduction lead to similar results, which reinforces that the best diet is the one you can stick with. To put this into practice, focus on whole foods, minimize processed snacks, and build balanced meals. A simple trick is the plate method. Half your plate with vegetables, a quarter with lean protein, and a quarter with whole grains or high-fiber carbs. And if you're managing diabetes, it's always best to adjust your carb intake with guidance from a healthcare professional. 3. Intermittent fasting and time-restricted eating. Intermittent fasting has become one of the most talked about approaches in nutrition, and unlike many diet fads, it's actually backed by solid science. Instead of focusing on what you eat, it's more about when you eat. The methods vary. Some people fast every other day, others follow the 5-to-2 pattern, and many find time-restricted eating, like an 8 to 10 hour eating window, the most practical. What makes it interesting is that clinical trials and reviews, including those published in the BMJ, show intermittent fasting works just as well as traditional calorie restriction for weight loss. But for some, it feels more natural and easier to stick with. Beyond shedding pounds, studies also link it to better insulin sensitivity, reduced belly fat, improved appetite control, and even healthier blood pressure and cholesterol levels. The science suggests fasting helps by giving the body longer breaks to burn stored fat and by syncing eating patterns with our circadian rhythm, which boosts metabolic efficiency. Time-restricted eating, in particular, can also improve sleep and nighttime blood sugar simply by eliminating late-night snacking. That said, it's not for everyone. While many people thrive on the structure, those with eating disorder histories, pregnant or breastfeeding women, or people on complex diabetes medications should avoid it unless guided by a doctor. 4. Exercise prescription. Why Aerobic Plus resistance training is the secret combo. When it comes to weight management and long-term health, exercise isn't optional, it's essential. While diet changes often bring faster results at first, exercise is what keeps the weight off, protects muscle, supports heart health, and avoids the side effects that often come with medications. The World Health Organization recommends 150 to 300 minutes of moderate aerobic activity each week, along with 2 strength sessions, and research consistently shows why. Regular movement improves metabolism, insulin sensitivity, body composition, and overall function as we age. The most effective approach combines both aerobic and resistance training. Aerobic activities like walking, cycling, or swimming burn calories and strengthen the heart, while resistance training, whether with weights, bands, or bodyweight exercises, preserves lean muscle and prevents the metabolism slowdown that often happens with dieting alone. This is especially important for older adults, since it also guards against muscle loss and frailty. Clinical trials, including those published in the New England Journal of Medicine, confirm that diet plus exercise beats diet alone for sustainable results. The good news? It doesn't have to be complicated. Aim for 30 to 60 minutes of moderate activity most days and include 2 strength workouts each week. Even shorter bouts of 10 to 15 minutes spread throughout the day can make a measurable difference. And if you want the best chance of sticking with it, research shows that structured programs or coaching offer powerful support to keep you consistent. 5. Behavioral and psychological interventions. When it comes to lasting weight loss, it's not just about diet or exercise. Behavior plays a huge role. The way you think, the habits you build, and the support you have around you often decide whether results stick or fade away. That's where cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and structured behavioral programs make a difference. Research shows these approaches help people manage cravings, set realistic goals, and prevent relapse, leading to better long-term success than just dieting alone. And it's not limited to clinics anymore. Digital apps and online programs with coaching now provide many of the same benefits, often with more flexibility. The key steps are straightforward. Join a structured program, track your progress, set achievable goals, practice mindful eating, and seek professional help if emotional eating is a challenge. With the right behavioral support, weight loss becomes more sustainable and less of a constant uphill battle. 6. Sleep, stress, and circadian health. When people think of weight loss, they usually picture diet and exercise, but research shows that sleep and stress are just as important. In fact, short sleep, poor quality sleep, and chronic stress all make it harder to lose weight and easier to gain it back. Systematic reviews consistently find that sleep deprivation predicts obesity risk, while chronic stress raises cortisol, which in turn boosts appetite for high-calorie, energy-dense foods. The good news? Small changes here go a long way. Studies suggest that aiming for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, keeping regular bed and wake times, and avoiding late-night meals can improve insulin sensitivity and reduce overeating. Stress reduction practices like mindfulness, deep breathing, or even short breaks from screens and work can also lower cortisol levels and reduce emotional eating. Don't underestimate sleep and stress. They are low-risk, high-return strategies that make every other weight loss effort more effective. 7. Gut microbiome and emerging therapies. The gut microbiome, trillions of bacteria living in your digestive tract, plays a surprising role in weight regulation. It influences how much energy you extract from food, how your appetite is signaled, and even your level of inflammation. Emerging research on fecal microbiota transplantation, FMT, and targeted probiotics is intriguing. Early human studies show improvements in insulin sensitivity and body composition after FMT in select groups, though results are still mixed and far from routine practice. Researchers agree this field is moving fast, but for now, these therapies remain experimental. What you can do today is focus on a microbiome-friendly diet. That means eating fiber-rich foods, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, or sauerkraut, and avoiding unnecessary antibiotics. Data consistently show that a diverse, high-fiber diet supports better metabolic health. Microbiome therapies may be the future, but right now, diet is your best tool, and it's safe, accessible, and well supported by science. 8. Natural supplements. Supplements often get overhyped, but a few do have evidence for modest benefits. For example, green tea catechins, EGCG, especially when combined with caffeine, have been shown in meta-analyses to produce small but significant weight loss effects and aid in weight maintenance. Fish oil doesn't consistently affect body weight, but it does improve triglycerides and cardiometabolic health. Vitamin D is mainly useful for correcting deficiency, not for direct weight loss. The main point is, supplements are adjuncts, not replacements. They work best alongside diet, exercise, and behavioral strategies. And because supplement quality varies and interactions are possible, it's wise to check with a clinician before starting, especially if you take medications or have kidney or liver conditions. Supplements can add a little extra help, but the real impact comes from food, movement, and habits. 9. Putting it all together. So how do you use all this information? Think of it as building a staged plan, one step at a time. Start with a medical checkup. Get baseline labs, review your medications, and check for sleep apnea or mental health challenges. Choose a dietary path that fits. If you need rapid changes, like in recent onset diabetes, a supervised very low energy diet, VLED, can help. For steady, long-term results, Mediterranean, plant-forward, or time-restricted eating patterns are excellent choices. Add exercise early. Use aerobic activity for calorie burn and resistance training to protect muscle. Build toward the World Health Organization's activity targets gradually. Layer in behavioral support, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, coaching, or structured digital programs boost adherence and reduce relapse. Optimize sleep and stress. Even modest improvements here can multiply your results. Consider safe extras. Use microbiome-friendly foods daily and only add supplements like green tea extract with medical guidance. Stay monitored, track weight, labs, and, in the case of diabetes, adjust medications with your clinician's supervision. This multimodal plan may not feel as dramatic as taking a drug, but it offers lower risk, higher sustainability, and broader health benefits. 10. When medication still makes sense. To be clear, medications like GLP-1s, Ozempic, and similar drugs do have a place. For people with severe obesity or high-risk conditions, the best results often come from combining medication with lifestyle changes. The point is not to avoid drugs entirely, it's about making informed choices. If you and your doctor decide medication is the right move, keep the lifestyle strategies in place, monitor side effects, and don't skip checkups, including eye exams and blood sugar checks. This way, drugs become a tool within a broader plan, not a standalone fix. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments which approach you'd like to learn more about. Your health is too important to leave to trends. Let's make informed choices together.